So my name is William Villers. I work for TEN TECH LLC. So we're an engineering services company based in Los Angeles. And so what we do is we do engineering services, mostly for the aerospace and defense. Large focus on electronics. And what we provide to our customers is a lot of simulation services and some design and some physical testing. Our customers are the big names that everybody knows, the Northrop, the Lockheed, directly or indirectly. So we work for a prime contractor or their contractors, and we're involved in, I say, the majority of the the GSF, the CWIP, all those programs. A lot of UAVs that we work on. So a lot of military programs that are pretty high level right now that we get involved with. ET does what we want in a manner that a thermal engineer or somebody who designs electronics would want things to be presented or things to be represented. So that's one of the things that that attracted us in a specialized software as opposed to kind of a generic, hey, here's the CFD, you can do all this stuff. But this product is very specialized and has some really good features that make us more responsive. And we've been in the last projects that we have where we have no time to actually deliver. Practically no time, we were able to catch up and actually deliver in time, which I know for a fact that with the previous tools we had, we would have struggled quite a bit. The first one is the way ET models components and models boards. So it takes that system approach, which is we start with a very basic shape and we can refine it as much as we want. So you can say, okay, this component is a little cube. And slowly you say, well, actually, this component is a BGA. It's got X number of balls, and now we want to model this, and that. So you can go as deep as you want, or you can stay at a fairly high level, which helps us. We start at a fairly high level naturally in conceptual design or RFP type of work, up to, or I guess down to the little greedy detail of what's the temperature on this particular solder ball, and those things. And similarly for the board modeling can be just a simple average coefficient, or we can go all the way to looking at traces and all this. This is one. The second one, which I didn't anticipate initially when we looked at the software, was all the liquid cooling abilities that are in the software that are, to my knowledge, fairly unique to ET and absolutely indispensable for us. And I didn't know that until we got a certain number of projects, and it looks like all the projects that we're getting now involve liquid cooling. So turns out we made the right decision by getting ET. And thirdly, because we are not necessarily the biggest company in the world, we have a limited budget as far as hardware, and the fact that ET can scale up to a cloud-based HPC server like Rescale and does that very well, that helps us build better, bigger models. And I don't necessarily want to have all this cluster in-house, and certainly not the IT department to support it. And so being able to ship that to Rescale and have ET perform very, very well on those clusters is it's a very good tool for us. You really want a specialized tool that actually focuses on modeling the proper things properly. And I think ET is that kind of tool where, a component is a component. It's not just a cube with thermal, properties. A board is a board. So it recognizes all those things, recognizes the interaction, and is able to connect things together in a manner that makes sense. And that speaks the language of the thermal engineer or thermal designer, really. That good understanding of electronics works very well with this software. And it's clear that the product development team actually does that for a living, electronics cooling. And it's obvious it's not just software engineers putting features in, it's actually they're putting features that, that we want. And that's kind of what I noticed when I started evaluating the software. It was always, I wish they could do that. And they said, right mouse, actually they do that. And it was a constant pleasant surprise, I guess. So that was, one of the things that we liked a lot. And I think, future users would really enjoy.